I am curious though. The Knicks are going to be, I think, in competition for a play-in, but
Hmm.
there are a lot of teams that are going to be in competition for Victor Wembanyama's services. Now, is he actually as legit as he's being hyped up to be? Because he does look like a freak. All of his statistical, like, I guess, measurables are out of
Hmm.
this world. And the hype that he's getting is absolutely absurd. And I would guess, like, if I were to bet now, it's like the Rockets or the Spurs or somebody like that. Maybe they'll be in competition. But who do you think are going to be the worst, maybe five teams in the league this year who
Yeah,
might be in the lottery and potentially uh, Wembanyama's next? Wemben, how do I say it?
it's tough. I think it's Wembanyama. Yeah.
Wembenyama's next team next year.
Yeah, Rockets, Spurs, you already mentioned. I believe OKC, absolutely. The chicanery that they pulled with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's knee situation where he's getting this procedure done that they've known about forever, like 1 week before training camp, just so he misses games. Like purposely, we don't want this guy to play. Whatever. I don't want to get into what OKC's doing, but yeah, they'll be in the mix. Obviously, Utah trading Gobert and Donovan Mitchell in the exact same offseason is also going to be in the mix. And I think those are the like absolutely going to be bad teams. Like no 100%. I think Charlotte's going to be in that mix because it's a mess over there. What's happening with the
Oh, I'm curious.
Bridges?
Like you really well, I guess with Bridges, it's like
He's
he's
their best player, and
right.
we don't know what the hell is going on with them.
Yeah.
You know, he was the guy that was literally about to get $150 million in the offseason. Like, this is a $150 million player we're talking about. And they had to rip that deal up because of, what he's been accused of, which is kicking the crap out of his woman. And if anybody's seen the pictures online and the accusation, this is ugly, ugly stuff we're talking about. And so he's gone. And so there's no reason. Gordon Hayward's always injured. There's absolutely no reason to think that Charlotte is going to be good, like kind of at all. And I think those are kind of the worst. I think Orlando, you can throw in that mix. I think Chicago, if things don't go well early,
Right,
can
without
start just,
Lonzo. Yeah.
yeah, getting off of stuff. Just start getting off of assets and moving forward and trying to get in position. Because with the new lottery format, like you can't get better than 14% odds anyway. And so but that means it's easier at the 6 and 7 spot to get into range, right, of the 14%. So those are the teams that are going to absolutely be, yeah, terrible this year.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the Spurs are when they are trying to be terrible pretty much because of their history of winning in that organization. It's like very different than say, the Hornets or the Magic trying to maybe just see what their young guys have and looking for that first overall pick. It's just going to be a different dynamic in San Antonio.
Yeah, and I think people sometimes misunderstand what it takes to tank. You don't have to go out there and put and implement, purposely bad game plans or uh, just instruct your players to do things that are obviously detrimental to the team. You just got to play low talent guys. The rest is going to fall into place. These guys are professionals. They want to stick in the league. They want, guys are always playing for something, whether it's their next deal, whatever the case may be. Guys want to put great stuff on tape. These guys they have pride in what they do. So guys are going to play hard and be prideful. Spurs being the number one example of that. Popovich is going to get these guys to play hard. He's not going to play guys who are hot dogging, defense, etc. It's just the talent level is so low that the job is gonna take care of itself. Like they're gonna be bad, and that'll be the same for everybody. The youth movement that you see in Houston, right? They have to give Jalen Green possessions, right? He has to get his usage up. He has to get used to sort of carrying a burden so they can figure out what type of guy he becomes. But in the meantime, even as a second year guy who I think is going to make a leap, I think he's a really talented guy that's not going to produce winning results for this team. And so, yeah, that stuff is just going to play itself out because that's the natural order of the league. Young guys don't produce wins. And when you have a mixture of young guys and low talent guys, yeah, you headed for the lottery.